What's up, Amasian people? Welcome to Team Amasian Show Speak Nerdy to Me for the week of March 20th. Before we get started, my name is Ann Campia, one half of Team Amasian, and joining me to my right is the lovely Kaori Take.
Hey everyone, that's right, we are Team Amasian.
And thank you guys so much for joining us. If you haven't seen Speak Nerdy to Me before, this is a show where we basically shoot the shit about our favorite topics of the week, talking about movies, TV, comics, video games, you name it.
We're going to talk about it if we feel like talking about it.
Yeah. Yes, that's going to happen right now. So let's start off with movie news because there are a few things that came out this week, starting with box office numbers. Mm-hmm. Let me read them off to you. Corey, you tell me whether you're surprised or not. Okay, so Cinderella made $67.9 million. Ooh. Run All Night made $11 million. And Kingsman made $46.2 million. And I, in no place, see 50 Shades of Grey anywhere on this list.
I am a little surprised that Liam Neeson did so good, but I'm actually very pleased that he did so good because I love his shit.
Yeah.
And if you guys have been following us, you know that I'm a huge Liam Neeson fan. So second slot, great place to be. Mm-hmm. Not surprised about Cinderella. Not only is it something, a crowd pleaser for adults like us who know the cartoon, but it's also for a younger generation as well. And I also enjoy the movie. I think we'll talk about that a little bit.
We are.
So not surprised, but I am surprised Kingsman.
I'm so happy about
at number
that.
3. I'm pleased. I think a lot of it's word of mouth because it kind of like is kind of steady up in like the top 3.
I'm with you there. I'm so happy to see it still, being consistent every weekend. Mm-hmm. I think maybe it's one of those movies that warrants multiple watches by the same person. Like I've already seen it twice and I would be down to see it a third time.
Oh, really?
So, and you're right. I think it's word of mouth. I think the marketing was so terrible for the movie.
It was.
But now people are hearing good things about it and I just want it to keep making more money because I want to see more.
Yeah, I definitely want to see more. So I'm so happy. And then 50 Shades. The best thing that come out of 50 Shades is the fucking soundtrack.
Yeah.
But other than that, the soundtrack's sexier than the movie itself. Just saying.
That's what you've been telling me.
I know.
Now I think I'm going to download the soundtrack.
Bow, chicka, wow, wow.
But, all right. Before we get into that mood, let's move on to the next piece of movie news. Marvel Age of Ultron released a TV spot, actually their second TV spot. And what did you think of it? Did you have a chance to see it?
Yeah, I saw it. I thought it was fine, but it definitely does not top the latest trailer that you can watch in theaters. And I think that's the best one. That's the one that gets my heart racing, my emotions pumping. TV spot, it doesn't even kind of really hold a flame to it.
Yeah, I
forget how to say it.
I don't know the saying. I'm really bad with those.
Yeah, I forget those. I'm talking about.
Sure, that's the saying. But I liked it. I think with any movie where you have a very, very big ensemble, I think it warrants one of those or TV spots in this case where they kind of give you a snapshot of each person that you can expect to see in the movie. And so that's what this was, right? Like they're like Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, and they each have their one like witty line. And Thor's like, I forget what he says, but he's like, and this is how you hold I forget. This is how you swing it or something. And everyone kind of had their campy line in it.
That's what I was going to say. It's a lot more campy. It fits with the TV production, not value, but the way things are for TV, So
it's getting people like excited about seeing their favorite characters. But I'm with you. I think the trailer brought more emotion and story that we can expect coming into this movie. But everyone will take what they can, right? Because people are kind of ants in the pants, as you would say, about seeing this movie. I
would say ants in the pants. I'm already ready for it, though. Just come out already, dude.
It's almost there. We're almost there. Time is flying, so we will see that soon. Speaking of movies that are coming out soon, I had a chance to see Furious 7.
I know.
Was really actually happy and pleasantly surprised that I was able to see it so early just because for selfish reasons, I'm not going to be around opening weekend. So I was like, everyone's going to see it without me. So without giving away anything, I just wanted to quickly touch upon some parts of it without having any spoilers. You see Letty and Dom continue to have their kind of rekindling in this film. I think that's a big part of the film is just seeing Letty kind of, if you saw Fast 6, Letty has like amnesia. Like she forgets everything that happened in the past.
Is Letty Jordana Brewster?
Letty is Michelle Rodriguez.
Oh, Michelle. Okay. As you can see, I have not watched the Furious franchise.
Yeah.
But, anyways.
Yeah, I think, and it's one of those franchises. I think we were talking about this before we started recording. Is that you either fall in love with it or you kind of watch it sparingly, like if you feel like it. But there is a following for the films,
Huge.
even though some people might think they're campy or just really cheesy or just ridiculous. I fell in love with them, and they're not the best storylines, I have to say. And this is not any different than any of the other Fast and Furious films. The storyline is very choppy, but it's ridiculous. It's fun, and you see cars, and they never forget about the point of Fast and Furious when it came out was the cars, right? And so every movie they bring in these amazing, sexy cars, and this one's no different. You see some cars that I'm just like, wow, like I don't know if this is true or not, but you see a car that is 1 out of 7 in the world.
Yeah.
And so for that reason, I'm like, yes, this movie totally lives up to the franchise. I just quickly wanted to touch upon, if you leave this movie not crying or at least almost to tears because of the tribute they do to Paul Walker. For Paul Walker. At the end of the film, then you have no heart. I was in this screening, and it's predominantly press, and then maybe some fans that are sitting in there too. And you could just hear people choking up and crying. Yeah, really, really crying. A lot of fans of Paul Walker. If you know anything about the cast, they were like family. So you could tell that in this tribute, the actual people are saying goodbye to Paul.
And I know that Vin Diesel was in tears too when he was talking about it and everything.
I mean, I don't want to give the scene away, but yeah, they just do so well, and you could just see the emotion in everybody's faces.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely the fact that it's Paul Walker's final movie, it gives me an urge to go watch it. Specifically, there's so many in the franchise. I'm not planning on going 1 through 6.
And quite honestly, you could skip Tokyo Drift. You could skip all the ones that were in the middle.
How dare you skip Tokyo Drift? That's the only one I want to see.
Come on.
I'm just kidding. I did see the first one, but I just don't remember it. My memory's shot.
It's so long ago. Like years and years ago.
So long ago. But yeah. And I like how through all of these franchises, it's the original cast that keeps coming back.
Exactly.
That's kind of nice.
Again, that's why the loss of Paul is even more I think traumatic for these people, is because they grew up together.
Yeah, definitely.
And really did form that bond. So you'll see it, you guys. I can't wait for you guys to see this film. It's just over the top ridiculous, just like any other Fast and Furious film in the franchise. And I think you guys are going to love it. So,
all right.
Yes. Let's move on to some Deadpool news.
Okay.
So this week we learned, so what was it, 2 or 3 weeks ago that we learned that, I can't even pronounce her name.
Morena Baccarin.
Thank you. Was cast as the love interest. We got Ryan Reynolds there. Who else have they confirmed?
Miles Teller, right? Am I right?
I'm not sure.
I forget. It was Okay, now I forget.
But now we're hearing that T.J. Miller.
Yeah, T.J. Miller. That's what I meant. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Okay. I just wondered if there was any more. So we have learned that T.J. Miller is going to play Weasel, which is Deadpool's like kind of right-hand man kind of thing. They kind of bounce off each other, play off each other, and are super funny together.
Gina Carano as Angel
there
Dust.
You go. That's
there she is.
Yeah. So TJ Miller is joining the cast. What do you think about him in that role?
I think that's great. I think so far every casting choice that they've created gets me more and more excited about Deadpool. More than anything, though, I'm so excited about Deadpool. And as you know, I'm not a comic book buff by any means, but the little or much I know about Deadpool, he's just such an interesting anti-hero. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's very interesting. He's comical. I even like his costumes, and Ryan Reynolds is the perfect fit. I'm just so excited about this one. I think it's going to be a little different than the comic movies that we're used to.
Yeah. And I like that. Haven't they I think they pushed the release date for this one because they kind of want Deadpool to kind of bring all of the Marvel properties that, who is it, Universal? I can't remember.
I think Fox, right?
Or Fox?
Yeah.
That Fox owns, they kind of want to bring them out. I like TJ Miller a lot.
Yeah.
I like him in Silicon Valley, and I think just hearing his voice in Big Hero 6 cracks me up. So I think this is perfect to be that kind of counterbalance to Ryan Reynolds type of humor.
Yep.
I think they are going to be super funny. The banter is going to be great, and I'm looking forward to seeing him as Weasel.
I know. I haven't even seen the trailer yet, but I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in for this.
So we'll keep going with, more Deadpool confirmations in terms of casts as we hear them, but it's pretty good so far.
So far, so good. And I'm glad. I know they've been talking about it for a long time, trying to make a Deadpool movie. So now that it's finally, really in production, it's just a really good sign.
All right, so let's move on to movie releases and reviews for this week. So Kaori had a chance to see Cinderella.
I did.
So now I want to hear your thoughts about it.
Okay, this is going to be spoiler because I think everyone knows the story of Cinderella.
Oh no.
Yeah. It is a Disney version, so of course there's a happy ending, unlike the Grimm's original. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really liked how they intertwined classic animation Cinderella with this live action Cinderella. There's a lot of little nuggets in there that you're like, oh my gosh, I remember that in a cartoon form. And it was really cute. I like the pacing. It was perfect pacing. It wasn't too slow, wasn't too quick. And then, at the beginning where they added Ella before she became Cinderella and how she was like a perfect baby. Everything was really just so well. And the best part, the dance. It made me think, I want to dance with Jon Snow.
Oh
I don't care if he's Prince Charming. I want to dance with Jon Snow.
Or Rob Snow, whatever.
Or Rob Snow, whatever.
Inside joke, unless you guys saw that.
It was amazing.
But yeah, that scene is amazing. Just visually stunning, right?
Yeah. I think they did such a great job. And like the whole fairy godmother scene where Helena Bonham Carter is sitting there like getting her shit together. Really cute. Everything was so well thought out. I will say though, I did expect Cate Blanchett to have more of a role, but I guess not.
Maybe. Well, I kind of actually feel like she had a pretty prominent role, but there was a slight, what do you call it, realization at the end, as you start to understand why she's such a bitch.
Because jealousy?
Maybe it's just the fact that transition to her realization or to her awakening wasn't so apparent as I had hoped it would be. Like, while I didn't expect her to say, oh, I'm like much nicer now, I'm sorry. Like, she was never going to apologize because she was such a bitch, right?
Yeah, right.
But I did kind of feel for her. Her character was pretty consistent throughout the movie, and maybe that's maybe why she kind of stayed in the background is because she was just a bitch the whole movie. There was no real transition for her character. Like, she kind of gets better, but kind of doesn't, if that makes sense.
See, that's. I mean, it makes sense, but I never saw her improve, and because I expected for myself to feel like sympathy for her after you were telling me about your review, but I felt nothing for her.
Yeah.
And I was looking over it because when you said, you're going to feel like, oh, I understand her story. So that moment where she overhears Ella and her father talking about, oh, I'll always love your mother. And she's like, oh, fuck, that was like probably the best moment for her where you're like, oh, all right. She just heard something that she shouldn't have heard. But anyway.
And then at the end when she's kind of in the shadows and she's telling Cinderella her story about how she was in love once and then, that person, I think each person that she was in love with died or something, right?
Sad.
It's a little tragic. And then it's almost to the point where she really wishes for the love that Ella had with her father in a relationship of her own, and she's just unable to find it.
Yeah, even her daughters, you can kind of tell she thinks they're a little disgraceful. Yeah. So I love the scenes with the daughters.
I was going to ask you, did you like the stepdaughters?
I do. I especially, maybe it's because of the Downton Abbey thing, but I love, I think it was just Drizelda. I forget which one, but the yellow one. AKA Daisy.
Yeah.
I like her when she was playing the piano and they're like, oh, shut up.
I know.
It was great. It was great.
It was really funny.
I highly recommend this movie for everyone of all ages.
Good. Yeah. I'm glad you liked it. And the ratings are fresh. Rotten Tomatoes has it as a certified fresh. So I think all around everybody has enjoyed it, and it's made quite a bit of money too.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the movies that are coming out this weekend.
Yeah.
So we have, and you tell me whether you are interested in any of them.
Okay.
We have Insurgent, part of the Divergent series.
Nope.
The Gunman with Sean Penn.
Mildly interested. It's not a role that I'm used to seeing Sean Penn in. It's a little Liam Neeson-y.
Yeah.
I might sit this one out, depending, unless someone's like, please see it with me. All right, fine. But
I'm totally on the same page. I think this is the one with Idris Elba in it, right?
Yeah.
He's the only draw for me. Like
he's always a draw.
Sean Penn has never really been that person.
I know, he's a little sleaze baggett.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. No, not my style. I mean, Charlize Theron and him are dating, and you're thinking, whoa,
really?
You didn't know that? They've been dating for like a year.
What? And didn't he have a little time with ScarJo for a little bit?
Yes.
How does that happen?
I don't know.
He must be hung like a horse.
He must have like the ocean and the motion all together. Like he like takes off his pants like boom. I mean, like strange things happen. Anyway.
I don't know.
I know. Anyway, so yeah.
Okay. Before we go down that
the
rabbit
leading
hole,
ladies all want Sean Penn, apparently.
What is the... You guys, you let us know if you know what the secret is.
Yeah. I mean, he dated Madonna.
That's so weird.
Yeah. Anyway, so weird.
Okay, and then last on this list, which I actually think is very interesting, Kumiko the Treasure Hunter.
I want to see this because it's Japanese.
Yeah. Aside from that, the trailer looks really crazy.
Really good.
Right?
Yeah. I really like the story, like what the little synopsis that we know, and it's a little different than what we usually talk about, and I would want to see it. So
and I think we should support indie films, right?
Yeah.
And this one has won a lot of awards already.
A lot.
And has a lot of acclaim behind it. I saw the trailer and was just like, what the hell is going on kind of thing. And I like the way it's shot because it's almost as if they attach the camera to her back and you're basically following her through every scene. You know?
It's almost like just based on visual alone, it would be a different experience.
Right.
So I'm definitely interested in that. I mean, let's face it, this week and then the week before, there's not many movies out there that we're all amped about. So this one might be the perfect timing for this one to come out because it's different.
So maybe we will have a chance to see if you guys have seen it. Let us know your thoughts, or if you're seeing Insurgent, or if you're seeing The Gunman, or going back and seeing Cinderella or Kingsman. Just let us know what you guys see this weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on from the big screen to the small screen. We have a lot of TV news that we want to talk about, starting with a new Game of Thrones Season 5 clips and photos.
Okay.
Have you gone through them?
I have, and I'm very excited about Game of Thrones Season 5. I know there's a couple new actors and stuff like that. I heard that obviously Bronn, the cripple, is not going to be in Season 5
at all.
Which is, why is that going to happen? But
is Hodor?
I probably not if he's
if Bronn is not.
Yeah. That being said, the clips and stuff, great. But it's more of a tease than excitement, if does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing again. You're like, okay, well, the tease didn't give me anything.
It really didn't.
It just didn't.
What is it? The scene with Tyrion and I can't remember the guy's name.
The Val, whatever.
Yeah.
The guy with no penis, a shaved head. Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. It was just a dialogue. It didn't really tell us anything more about what's going to happen.
Yeah. So it was great. Nice to see the clips, but we're so close.
We are.
There's nothing to get overly excited about for me.
I think the only thing that drew my attention, though, is that they are going to introduce us to more areas, more lands that we haven't seen. And in particular, the photos that intrigued me were the ones of the Sand People. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I think those people look badass.
Yeah, they do look badass. So obviously there's going to be more introductions and stuff, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's going to be a quick 10 episodes or 8 episodes.
And then to use your saying again, everyone is ants in the pants for this one as well. 2 weeks from now, right?
Yeah,
Maybe?
April 12th.
Or 3 weeks, yeah. So we're almost there. Okay, so let's move on to Arrow. There was some news that came out of PaleyFest about some more characters within his universe, finding out his identity. And I'm thinking, who the hell is left to find out your damn identity?
I think they revealed it in that thing, right?
They did. So apparently Ray Palmer and Captain Lance will be
Fine-fuckingly, okay?
right.
I mean, every time you see a scene with Captain Lance and Oliver Queen, you're thinking, how does he not know?
Right.
He pretty much raised this kid as his brother, as his son, not his son, but he knows his kid very well, and yet he doesn't know.
And this week's episode was like, how far apart were they? They were like from me to you. It's like you're so close. You have to know who this person is. Even just pure distance, you can see that it's Oliver.
And I would be totally okay if Captain Lance went up to him and said, "I've known all along."
Yes, that's what I'm hoping for too.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
Just do that, because it's just, if he has a shock value, I don't know. It's like, oh, come on.
I know, because he is one of my favorite characters, and he is so intelligent. And the fact that he would not be able to put that together, yet he can figure out all these other things, you know?
Because add to that, he's a detective and a captain, and he's in this kind of realm where he should be observant. It's just a strange thing. And obviously, Ray Palmer knowing it's not a surprise. It's the universe, you know, all these heroes are going to start realizing that they might need each other. That's kind of what I'm sensing. Obviously, I don't write or anything, but...
Right. Yeah, I think they just should all know. Just makes life a lot easier. And
like,
you know,
teamwork.
The mystery of like his secret identity, it kind of is what drove season 1 and 2. But now that we're in season 3 and like so many people know, it's like, fuck it. Let's let everybody know that.
Just let everyone know.
Who cares at this point?
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Make his life easier.
I know. All right. So lastly, and this is just for selfish reasons, I wanted to put this on here. So thank you for letting me put this topic on here. Empire season finale. I finally got to see it yesterday.
Earmuffs.
Without giving... Actually, it's hard to say that I'm giving stuff away because the show is just so crazy that even if I told you all the characters and you said, I think this person's going to kill this person or this person's going to hate this person, you'd probably be right.
Did the cookie crumble?
That's a good one. Mashable has a list of 18 OMG moments from the season finale. It's pretty freaking good if you guys want to look it up.
I got to marathon it.
Yeah, I have to say, the beauty of this show, without spoiling it for Corey, is that they write as if they're not going to have another episode, right? So every episode is full of a lot of drama.
That's insane.
A lot. Like they pack so much into it.
It sounds like evening soap opera.
It really is. It really is. And the overacting actually works in this type of setting. You know, Cookie is over the top. Lucius is over the top. And it actually works for that type of show. Gosh, so much. So basically, they're just setting up for season 2, which I'm reading might actually be a shorter season because they know how much story that they have and they want to kind of fit it in without dragging stuff along. There's no moment where the show feels like they're dragging something
That's smart.
out.
That's like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
You know?
But like if they set something up in episode 10, you'll know the conclusion in episode 11. So this one was good. Guys, tell me if you saw it. I don't want to spoil it for Corey until she's caught up.
I will catch up.
There was a lot of what the fuck moments in this season finale.
Did you hear that season 2 is trying to cast Oprah?
That would be
Lenny Kravitz.
impressive.
Lenny Kravitz.
Wow.
So I mean, they're throwing in some Lucius people there. No pun intended.
Even in this season finale, we had Rita Ora for a second. We had Patti LaBelle. We have Jennifer Hudson, who has a recurring role now. And I'm sure I'm missing some other people.
Well, they had what? They had Mary J. Blige.
In the season.
I mean, they had a lot of people.
Dogg.
Snoop Dogg. Yeah. I don't watch it. I will because I want to, but I obviously have to know a lot about these random things.
But now is the perfect time. Now that the season is over, you can sit down, one of these evenings and just kind of go all the way through it.
This is true. I was catching up on Walking Dead last night. Oh, by the way, I finally beat Game of Thrones episode 2. I won't tell you guys. I won't tell. And you can play that on the plane when you're on your way somewhere.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you can get your, I don't know, iPad?
My tablet or whatever?
Some.
Yeah. I'm going to hook it up. That's a great idea. Okay. So any other TV news?
I'm sure, but I think we can move on.
All right. So let's move on to our hate of the week. This is a good one because this actually happened to us together.
Yeah.
So our hate of the week is people who honk so damn much in Los Angeles.
It's like, stop it, John Campion.
Yeah, right. He never uses his horn. He really doesn't. I'm the one who's like reaching over, honking his horn for him.
Yeah, no, John's so calm.
And this came out of us being in the car. I think the light had just turned green.
Literally just turned green.
And honk from
the
person behind us.
Dude, chill, man.
Yes.
Like, I didn't even have time to like compute that it was green.
Thank you. And it's very, very common here in Los Angeles. I don't know why. I think people are just in a very like, I got to get somewhere and I'm very important. I have to get there right away kind of thing. I don't know. It's just, we have really rude drivers out here.
Yeah. People always that come to LA always say, oh, LA people can't drive. I think that's wrong. I think LA people can drive. The problem is they don't want to share the road.
Yeah.
And also a big problem is we have so many fucking cars here. Why can't people carpool? I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. You know, like that's why our pollution is so awful. But I'm not going to go into that road right now. So yeah, people honking. Shut the fuck up.
I know. Give us a second to think about it. That's the way we were trained when we were learning to drive is take a second to look before you start advancing.
Exactly.
It could save your life.
Because there's some pedestrians that haven't crossed the sidewalk right away. You just got to like double check. All right. So fuck you.
Share the road, please.
Share the road. See how angry it makes us?
All right, let's go on from our hate of the week to our dating question of the week. Another good one.
This was by our friend Ryan Myers. So we just wanted to say thank you for this question.
All right, set us up with the question then.
All right. So besides a coffee shop, where would be a good place to meet for our first date?
I think, and coffee shop seems to be like that kind of place, right? Like the known place where people say, let's meet at Starbucks or something.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, we meet. If it goes good, we bounce. Together. And if it goes bad, we bounce away from each other.
Honestly, right? I think anywhere that either one has an interest in. Like, for example, if I was going to meet up with you on our first date, I would say, oh, do you want to go to an arcade or something like that, right? Yeah. Because I see in your profile that you're clearly interested in video games. Mm-hmm. You know, that might be something fun where it kind of helps ease the mood too, because you're in a nice, fun environment where you're not like at a coffee shop, forced to drink coffee that you don't like and have to have some awkward conversation.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe you just talk about video games the whole time.
You know, the way I feel about like meeting for the first time in terms of online dating, I still haven't met anyone from online dating, by the way. I like had this experience where I'm talking to people and I'm thinking to myself, why are we making this small talk on the computer? Why can't we just be like, obviously I find you attractive. Obviously you find me attractive because we wouldn't be messing each other. So let's just cut to the chase. Let's meet and see if we like each other or not and peace out. Because if you keep messaging each other, after a while that just dwindles. You lose interest.
Yeah, I agree.
You lose that mojo. So
I think you're right. I think it's that if the girl is responding, then that is a great sign to start trying to set up.
Yeah, just cut to the chase.
Some sort of meeting.
I mean, don't be sleazy about it. Like, hey, what's up? You want to meet up right now?
I'll pick you up.
But you know, like don't let the conversation drag to the point where you just feel like I don't really care about meeting up with this person anymore.
So tell me this though. I'm thinking about the question about where you should meet up for the first date, and does that have a lot to do with your interest in the person? Like, let's say I say, Kaori, let's meet at Starbucks. Would that turn you on or turn you off, or you really don't care where you meet? I
think it depends. Like, obviously, if you're looking at someone's profile and you don't have much in common, obviously you want to go to like a froyo spot or a coffee shop. But if, let's say, he's like, oh, I love games. Let's go to the arcade. Let's meet at the arcade or something. Right. Or let's go grab a drink. The thing is, like, I don't like drinking, but...
Especially on the first date.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want to be like, what up, right. Slosh. This is Slosh Magoo here.
Yeah, so maybe not a bar.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Might not be. But depends on the girl.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Yeah, you know, some girls like getting sloshed.
So feel out that too. Feel out their interests. I mean, maybe the guy has a cool spot. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Very true.
You guys let us know if you have a common place that you take your first dates to, because share the wealth of information with the rest of us that are wondering where that place is. Okay, so let's move on to our tech talk. We have some Nintendo news, and Kaori, I'll flip it over to you to share that.
All right, so very exciting stuff. Nintendo has decided that they are going to go into mobile devices, so there's going to be apps for Nintendo. And we don't know quite yet whether it's going to be freemium games, like i.e. free to play, and then you have to, obviously drop some more coins, no pun intended, or you're gonna have to pay like a flat fee and then obviously play the game.
That would be cool.
They're really thinking of like different ways, but they know that this is the future and that they need to hone into mobile devices. And there's also gonna end up having like like a membership where you can actually connect to like your Wii U, your 3DS, as well as mobile. So I think Nintendo is growing up. Sadly, but happily. And I'm excited to see what they have in store.
Yeah. So are they ahead of the curve? Like, are any of the other systems already in the mobile gaming area?
Not really. I mean, I guess.
So this would be for just the Nintendo properties, I'm assuming, right? Because
I mean, they don't. I mean, obviously the Nintendo franchise, but they don't know for sure it's going to include like Mario, Legend of Zelda, or Donkey Kong, like those big three things. They probably should.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big deal, and like they probably will. They're just like, I don't know, and then they're going to be like, Shazam! This is happening.
But imagine like, this is so smart but it's like now, how do you do work? Like because you're on your phone playing games now.
I know.
Like as soon as this launches, it's going to be kind of ridiculous for us.
They need a Nintendo like Family Guy Quest for Stuff kind of game.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
I mean, that would be so bomb.com.
With like the Mario Brothers, that'd be so cute.
So cute.
I love it. You heard it here.
Our idea.
Nintendo,
Don't steal
make
it.
it
Nintendo.
happen.
Patent. All right. Okay.
Very cool. All right. So let's move on to our FMK of the week because this is a good one. And for those of you who don't know what FMK is, it's our round of Fuck, Marry, Kill, where we give you 3 options and you say which you would do what to. So I guess if that makes sense. So for this week, we have Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns. This is a great one.
I would fuck them all.
What?
Okay. I think I would fuck Dean Ambrose. I think he would be so good in bed. There's something about him that says that he's wild and insane, and he would just like take me to places I've never been before.
Okay, let's hear more about this.
I know, right? Call me Dean. I would kill Seth Rollins. But then I don't want to marry Roman Reigns. Can I fuck him too?
Yeah, sure.
You don't
want to marry any of them.
I kind of don't want to marry any of them because Dean Ambrose is too wild. Seth Rollins is, obviously a backstabber. And then Roman Reigns is hot, but I don't know how much of a personality he would have.
He kind of does look like he's like...
Yeah, right? It's like
there.
You're wonderful to look at. The end.
I think I would marry Roman.
Aww.
Yeah. Even if there's no conversation, at least I get to look at him every morning.
Yeah.
He's kind of pretty.
He's very pretty.
And then I marry into that whole family, like he's related to everybody.
That's true.
It's quite a history
The
of
Rock.
people. Yeah. Like The Rock is now in my family. Super cool.
Usos. Yeah.
And then I think I'm with you, Dean. I would fuck. And Seth, I would kill. And this is primarily based on the fact that I'm more attracted photo-wise to Dean than I am to Seth.
Okay.
I don't know anything about their personalities. I don't follow
Dean is crazy.
their crew. So
crazy. He's so crazy. It's hot.
let's hear more.
I know. Like twist your leg over here and pull your hair over there. Yeah, it would be awesome.
Some 50 Shades
the
stuff
way
happening
the way 50 Shades should be. Shit. All right.
All right, and that's perfect timing of this FMK because we are going to have our WrestleMania predictions video coming out next week, right before WrestleMania, and both Corey and I are headed out that way as well. So it's really exciting times.
It is so exciting.
So next on our list is video game news, and there's a lot of good stuff.
So much video game news, and I only could pick a couple things. First of all, last week I said Life is Strange episode 2 came out, but actually coming out this coming Monday.
Oh, okay.
So false alarm, and they gave out a trailer which looks pretty cool. Can't wait for that game. Again, I finally beat Game of Thrones season 2 because I finally got the glitch to work. I.e., I bought a new iPad.
So
worked.
Tell us, did you enjoy it more than the first one? Is it kind of equal to?
I enjoyed the first one more. I feel like the second one didn't have as much advancement for the Foresters. There was a lot of back and forth. There was an introduction to a couple new characters. Great, but I hope that episode 3 was better. It was not as great as I would have hoped
Okay.
it would have been.
Okay.
So no spoiling. I'm going to wait for you.
Okay.
Okay. So video game news running by the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's, which is a fucking scary ass game. I can't play that game.
I don't want to play it.
It's so scary. Like stuffed animals that come alive are scary to begin with, and the fact that they're trying to come at you and you can't move very much, and there's this lights and
that's the thing. You can't move.
It's so scary.
What the fuck?
But anyways, well thought out game. But the creator donated $250,000 to charity, and that's a really big deal because
awesome.
he's usually like he's not really in your face. He's very recluse. So that's a big deal.
Nice.
Mario Party 10 came out yesterday.
Why are we not playing that right now?
I know. And you get to be Bowser in the game, which is great.
So cool.
You know, you can be the villain. I want to see how those mechanics work out. I'm excited about that. I can't wait to play it. Obviously, I need to round up some people. Yeah, go Nintendo. This news came out last week, but Uncharted 4 has been pushed to 2016, which is really tragic because we've all been hoping for it. But I think that means that they just really want to make it perfect.
Yeah, I hope.
So
hopefully, that's the case.
That's completely fair. And what else? Then the Telltale Game of Thrones we were talking about. They teased dragons for the next episode. So I think Daenerys Targaryen chick is going to be in it, obviously.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're adding more layers. Hopefully it's better than the second episode. I'm not saying it's a bad playthrough, but it wasn't as good as the first one. So, yeah, I think that's all the game stuff in a nutshell. Well, not all of them, but the stuff that we're talking about.
So what are you playing right now?
I'm still playing Majora's. I always say Majora or Majorca's Mask.
Yeah.
It's pissing me off.
Why?
Because it's like really, I didn't play the original, and it's really like you can get lost and there's like a countdown timer and you're like, fuck, dude. And then I don't like always talking too much to people, and you sometimes have to talk to a lot of people to like get to certain areas.
Oh yeah, that could be frustrating.
Yeah, I'm kind of a beeliner, so.
Oh, that's kind of frustrating.
That is what I'm playing now. What are you playing now?
I'm not playing anything.
Cooking mama. Cooking mama.
I actually have been trying to get through a lot of my comics.
Yeah.
Which is our next topic.
So let's talk about your comics.
Yeah. So I've had a few in my queue. Darth Vader 2, Star Wars 3. I haven't even gone through Princess Leia 1, and I think 2's out already, so I need to catch up on that. But I have to say, these Darth Vader comics are pretty strong.
Yeah.
I think you would like it a lot. I think this issue focused a lot, again, on Vader's... Vader's kind of in trouble right now. Like,
oh, he's always in trouble.
Yeah, so they set, and I can't remember the guy's name, but they set him up with this guy who's supposed to be like watching his every move because Vader's kind of in detention right now, to say the least. And so, as it turns out, this guy was like a mole trying to steal information. And so you see the struggle between Vader and I'm sorry, I'm like losing all the names, but you see the struggle between Vader and his master, and it's like, yeah.
Poor Vader.
Vader he's great. Like I said for the last issue, it's something where he's not emotional, but you really kind of connect with him on the level that he doesn't have the internal dialogue, but from what he is saying,
he's actually one of the greatest villains ever.
Yeah,
he really is, because there's so much depth, yet through like you can just make so much out of him.
Yeah.
You know?
And he doesn't like kind of open up about that in the comics, which is nice. It's very consistent writing from the comic book writers, which is nice. But you still have a connection to him nonetheless. And so I bring that up because in Star Wars 3, I haven't really been a fan of any of these issues so far. Like, they're okay, but the writing is not as strong as the Vader series. And so while it's very typical, like Luke saves the day again kind of stuff, and Vader's after him trying to figure out why this kid is Obi-Wan's was Obi-Wan's favorite person, you know, that kind of thing. But there's nothing that surprises me about any of the issues so far. It's a very what do you call it? It's the same kind of template every issue.
So it's not special.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I love it when I forget big words. I'm like, special?
Yeah, that's basically it. Like, there's nothing very, like, interesting so far in terms of, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. But at least in Vader, you have the emotional connection to the character.
Okay.
And him trying to figure out who Luke
Vader.
is. Yeah.
He's great.
So that's my wrap up for this week. I will catch up on Princess Leia, but from what I hear, again, I don't think it's as strong as the Vader comics from what I've heard so far. But I'll let you guys know.
I want to step into your comic book world because big news, guys. In the comic book, I don't read comic books, but I read about this. They killed Donatello in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's a huge shock.
Are you serious?
I'm so serious.
That's my favorite.
Guys.
Why the hell would they do that?
So it's a shocking twist that hits the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comics. That happened. Donatello got his head smashed.
No, they can't do that.
They did. I don't know what's going to happen. And I mean, he's the smartest one. And obviously Anne's going to go cry river.
I know. He's my favorite. Why couldn't they? Well, no, none of them should die. But
I know you're like,
why couldn't they? No.
Who would you kill?
I don't know.
How FMK? All four turtles. All four turtles. You get them.
I would probably.
So you can put two in one of them.
I would probably. I would definitely marry Donatello. Just love him always. I would probably kill Michelangelo.
Okay.
He kind of annoys me, to be honest. He's a little immature for my taste.
He's a little not the smartest.
Yeah. And then I'd probably I would fuck. Oh, that's a hard one. Maybe Raphael, because he's like, he's like the leader, and he'd probably be good in bed.
Oh, I think Leonardo and Raphael will be great in bed.
Yeah.
I think I would be the same with you. Michelangelo, I think, would just drive me nuts after a while because, I mean, obviously, all he likes is pizza and he's the youngest one.
Looks like he doesn't take care of himself.
Yeah. And Donatello would obviously be the smartest one, so we can make great decisions together.
Aww.
Be like,
so
can
cute.
I fuck your two brothers over there? Thanks. Appreciate it.
Threesome,
blue and red.
Oh, shit. All right. But that is really sad to hear.
It is.
The beauty of the comics, though, is that they could just reboot it and then he's alive again. So
I don't think they're gonna keep him dead. I hope not.
Maybe there's some Lazzy Pit or something they can dip him in. All right, so let's move out of comics to another one of our favorite subjects: food. This week we are checking out Stephen Hune's bun shop.
Yeah, Stephen Yoon has a bun shop. If you don't recognize the name, he plays Glenn in The Walking Dead.
That's so awesome.
So him and his brother have a little bun shop, and not like butts, but Asian buns. This sounds really weird.
Just kidding.
Coming out, like realizing how weird this is.
Asian buns.
Asian bread buns. And they put stuff in it, and it's supposed to be delicious.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
Those are actually some of my favorite buns.
I love those kind of buns. Yeah, the white ones, like the pow.
We're talking about food, people.
Food.
And the way they serve it up here is almost like a taco like hybrid, right?
Yeah.
Like because they give you the 3 and then they give you fries or something. So it's kind of cool, like the fusion that they have, and it looks super good. And the ratings on Yelp are actually really good,
really high. So yeah, if you are in the LA area, you should check out Steven's Bun Shop.
Hey,
we might be there, or invite us. We'll go.
That too. And if he's watching, maybe he will.
Yeah, he'll be like, all right.
Hook us up. All right. So let's go to I don't even know what to call this topic.
This is hilarious.
Yeah, I guess we could throw this under React too for our We React.
That's true.
Topic, but someone dressed up as Darth Vader, which is cool because cosplaying is cool. But then they proceeded to rob a bank.
It was like, what? Like, who thought of that? Not only am I going to rob a bank and put a mask, I'm going to be Darth Vader robbing a bank. So, anyway.
But it's almost like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I hope there aren't like people who say, oh my gosh, Star Wars has bad influence on these people.
Yeah.
I think it just so happened that this guy probably had the fucking costume and he decided to go rob a bank.
Which is hilarious.
It's kind of stupid. I hope they catch the guy, by the way.
Yeah, me too.
You're
They're going to catch the guy. I mean, come on.
Giving Darth Vader a bad name. He's an evil person, but he should not be robbing banks.
He's not stupid.
All right, so let's move on to our last topic, which is checking out our video.
Yes, check
Against
out
Think Hero.
our video against Think Hero. While Arrow was on a hiatus, we decided to go up against them and battle in arcade, mini golf, bowling, and even some dancing. And we won.
We won.
We did.
And so we are owed a free dinner at Morton's or something.
Or
right?
a hookah.
Or both.
We're getting hookah. All right, but there's going to be more rounds to come.
Yep.
Definitely. So.
And we're back with the Think Hero crew on our Arrow After Show, so
Yeah.
you guys can check that out as well.
Yeah, they're great.
So we have no Zach news except that we love him always.
Always.
But I think that will do it for us, Corey.
Yeah, that definitely does it for us for this week. So
Yeah. So everybody make sure to check out our video, give us a like, share it around, subscribe. We would love the enthusiasm that we're getting from you guys. And
Comments.
love your comments and everything. So
tell a friend.
definitely tell a friend, and everybody will be happy. So Kaori, where can people find you if they want to talk more?
You can find me at Team Amasian. No, so you can find me at Kaorius, Kaorious on Twitter as well as Instagram. And guys, don't forget to email us your dating questions or anything if you want to keep it in a little obscurity, because we love talking to you guys.
Yes, we do. So you guys can find me at Ann Campia, and both of us, as Kaori said, at Team Amasian on all of the various social media outlets. So that will do it for this week, you guys. Thanks so much for joining us. And until next week, we will see you later.
Bye.